Jon Jones knows he's getting stripped, and he doesn't care. Like, Jones, I think he cares deep down internally. I think deep down is stinging at him, that he knows that he doesn't want the Aspinall fight because he feels as if it's too high risk for him now. I don't care about Jones' opinion as far as if he wants to fight. I really don't give a crap about Tom Aspinall Jones. I'll be real. The only thing that gets me mad about this situation is not even Jones like going online and pretty much saying, I'm not fighting him. I don't care about being stripped. I don't care about all this stuff. Because who cares? I'm the go already. I don't mind that. Like, Jones could keep being a duck and being cool with that shit. My problem is really Dana White trying his hardest to gaslight you guys. And, well, it doesn't work on me, but like to you guys, because I still go live sometimes. My chat's like, do you think Aspinall Jones happening? Oh, Dana said Aspinall Jones August. Dana has been saying Aspinall Jones 2024 is going to happen. 2025 comes. I'm telling you, at the start of 2025 is going to be Aspinall Jones. Summer 2025, International Fight Week, guys, get ready for Jones versus Aspinall. Now he's saying sometime at the end of the year, we're going to get Jones versus Aspinall. And then Jones just keeps opening his mouth, but every time Jones opens his mouth, it's the complete opposite of what Dana White's saying. There's no world we get Jones versus Aspinall. I already knew this, but it's been essentially confirmed. I don't give a crap. This is confirmed. This is all the evidence I need. Now, this clip I'm going to play, some people already heard it. Some people have mixed emotions about it. They have like different takes about it. I'm just going to play it for you guys, let you guys listen. This conversation between Jones and some guy on the phone, Kamil Gaziev. I don't even know this guy, but just listen to the combo.
You doing good? My man, I'm excited. I'm excited to see you again.
But you are still active. 10 years left, but you are still active.
He said, you got 10 years left, but you're still active.
Oh, yeah, I'm done.
He got a little girl. He's like,
So, yeah. The guy says, oh, well, I'm not fighting. You're still fighting, though. You are active. You have 10 years left. And he's like, oh, no, I'm done. I'm done. Now, I've seen mixed reactions to this. Some side is saying, dude, you just said I'm done, as in, like, I'm done, bro. You have me LOLing right now. Like, brother, this is a grown man, He's talking about, I'm done. Like, I don't have 10 years left. No matter what you take from this, it's obvious that Jones is not in the position of his career right now where he wants to continue fighting. Because if he did, let's be real, he wouldn't be doing Ultimate Fighter with some Russian company. He wouldn't be in Thailand smashing these hishis. He wouldn't be doing all this stuff. He'd be training. He'd be in his camp and training. Remember, chat, he said he needs 6 months to prep for Aspinall, quote unquote. Now, hear me out. June's coming up. That's halfway through the year, which means 6 months from now, he should be training already. Based on what Jones says, that I need 6 months to prep for Tom Aspinall, you need to be in camp right now. And Dana's still here telling us that, oh, guys, they're going to happen around October. But are you dumb? Chat, that fight's not happening. I hate to, like, ruin people's mood. Like, oh, fuck, dude, I thought it was really happening this time. Like, oh, man, this is just a Conor McGregor, Michael Chandler situation. Hope you guys know this. Jon Jones is never coming back. He would be coming back if it wasn't someone like Tom Aspinall, but unfortunately for Jon and us, it's Tom Aspinall. He doesn't believe he could beat Tom Aspinall, which is fine. You don't need to beat him. I don't care. Chat, I don't care that Jones is ducking. People are more upset about Jones ducking than I am. Jones doesn't need to fight Tom Aspinall. He doesn't. Why does he need to? Well, other than the fact that Aspinall's the next guy up and he's the interim champion and he's the only guy left in line for Jon Jones. Like, why else would he do it? For his legacy, I see Jones' poor argument talking about he does nothing for his legacy, which is so incorrect. If you beat the young up-and-comer who's looked at as the unbeatable heavyweight, it does everything for your legacy. But let's just pretend like I'm delusional. I don't know that. And, like, say Aspinall actually does nothing for his legacy. He thinks it's too high risk. Sure, there's no problem. You don't have to fight him. I'm not forcing you to fight him. Vacate the belt. Vacate the belt. And what gets me mad about this vacate the belt situation to a point where I had to make a video on it is, let me scroll up and show you guys something. Look at this interaction with Jones and this guy. Someone said, enjoying your last days as champ before getting stripped. I see, hey, Jon. And he goes, stripped? LOL, do I come across as the type who cares about a thing like that? Translation, as you can see in my reply, because I responded to him, I almost damn near ratioed him, 3.1k likes to fucking 2.4k. I say, yeah, we're never going to get this fight. Bro quite literally says, who cares if I get stripped? Might as well just vacate Jon and not waste time. So in this tweet, I'm just saying, bro, just vacate and don't waste time. Like, in this tweet, he's just saying, stripped? Do I come across as a guy who gives a shit about being stripped? If they strip me, I don't care. You don't have to care. I don't need you to care. You caring does not affect me internally or emotionally anything. Brother, my thing with you is you're saying that you don't care about being stripped, so just vacate the title and keep the division rolling. The truth about Jones, I really don't think he likes Aspinall at all. Like, you can see it in the fight up. The first excuse wasn't that Aspinall does nothing for my legacy. First excuse was, I don't like his sense of entitlement. I don't like the way Aspinall talks. I feel like he thinks he needs something. He doesn't deserve me. And then it goes to, oh, but if I beat him, it's just not going to do anything for my legacy. And then it goes to stripped. If they strip me, who cares? Vacate the belt, Jon. Like, yo, if you're a Jon Jones fan, I wonder how you feel mentally. Because if you have to defend him for this, because it's not really anything to defend. And if your defense is my defense for Jones, because I could defend Jones, I could just be like, the fight does nothing for his career. Cool, you don't have to fight him, just vacate because there's no one else. I know he said on paper that he wants a Derek Lewis fight or a Jamal Hill fight if he ever goes back downtown to 205 because he wants fights that are fun for him. I don't disagree with that. Dude, have fights that are only fun for you. You don't need to fight people if you're not having a grand old time. I don't need you to. I want you to have a jolly old time fighting Derek Lewis. You could do that. Vacate your belt, let Aspinall become undisputed champ, keep the division moving. The problem with this is Jones has an ego problem. And the ego problem is making him say, you know what? I don't want to give up the title voluntarily. So stripped, I don't care if I get stripped. I'm not going to give it up because my ego's too big. But why would I give a shit about being stripped and getting embarrassed and like having to take my title away from me because I'm too much of a bitch to vacate it? Brother, I don't care either. Do I look at the type who cares if you get stripped or not? No, but either strip or vacate. If you're just waiting for the UFC to strip you, Dana White, since he has a crush on you, is going to wait for a little bit. Dana White's not going to strip him immediately. He's going to take Dana White about 2 to 3 years to strip him. And that point, Aspinall's still going to be... Wait, and by that's happening, Aspinall's still going to be going gray hairs waiting for a fight. If the UFC's smart, they will not make Aspinall defend his interim title. Instead, they'll make that title vacant. But since Dana White has a crush, it's going to take a little bit more time. Now, there's another tweet that Jon Jones said after this. When someone said this, yes, otherwise you'd have to vacate the belt a long time ago because you don't plan to fight Tom Aspinall. And he says this, y'all barking up the wrong tree. I told the UFC my plans a long time ago. I have no clue why they haven't shared it with you guys yet. If you guys want to know the plans that Jon Jones told the UFC a long time ago is that you either got to pay me an absurd amount of money or I'm not fighting. And Dana White, being the cheap state that he is not going to pay him that absurd amount of money. So the UFC, like Jon Jones did tell the UFC his plans. He had 2 plans. The first plan was, if you're going to make me fight this guy I don't want to fight, you got to give me more than boxing money. I got to get that $50 million. And he didn't even pay Conor McGregor that money when he was active. Is he going to pay Jon Jones that money for ducking at his old age? No. It's just that's just not happening. So keep that in mind. The second plan that he did tell the UFC he wants is the fun fights. He wants the Derek Lewis's. He wants the Jamal Hills. Now, can the UFC grant that for him? Sure. But will the UFC let him still hold his title while that's happening? Probably not, because if you can't just give Derek Lewis a title shot for shits and gigs. You're gonna have to get rid of that title. So Jon Jones is trying to defend himself here by saying, "Listen, guys, you guys are mad at me, but I told the UFC what my plans were. It's the UFC who doesn't want to pay me a buttload of money, or it's the UFC that doesn't want me to fight Derek Lewis and all these other guys." The truth of the matter is, chat, Dana White, and I'm gonna defend Dana White for being a cheap state here. All right, I'm gonna defend him. Okay, paying even Conor big money. The money Jon Jones asked for, Conor has not even been paid yet. But say when he was paying Conor big money, chat, the guy's in his 20s, superstar, doing everything for the UFC, not ducking, no fade, double champ. You see a little bit of a aura behind that. Jon Jones, 37, walking on a cane, going to Thailand, doing everything on the side, not taking his job seriously, and saying, "Listen, I'm scared of this guy, so give me this buttload of money that I used to give Conor, or I'm out." Not working. We could invest in Conor because he's an investment. He's going to stay in the company at that time when he was in his prime, running through all these guys. He's going to continue to bring shit to our company, and we're going to benefit from it. You at your old age saying that you have one fight maybe left, maybe 2 fights left, and you're too scared to fight this guy, so you want an absurd amount of money. UFC's never going to bend their knee to that negotiation. So I'm going to actually defend bald-headed ass Dana White for being a cheapskate. Jon Jones will never get what he wants because what he wants is just not real. It's unworldly. It's stupid. It's excessive. It's crooked like his hairline. I don't know, Batman. My point is Jones is asking for everything except for, you know what? Just give me a good contract, the biggest heavyweight contract ever, and let me fight Tom Aspinall. The UFC can make that happen. It's just that Jones is asking for an absurd amount. So the reason he's saying the UFC, I told my UFC my plans a long time ago, they just haven't shared it with you, is because if the UFC shares with them, they're gonna tell them how the negotiations went, and they didn't come to an agreement, and then therefore that fight's just never happening. Dana White does something where he gets on. I made a video about this before. Dana White does something, guys. He gets on, online, and he says stuff because he doesn't even communicate with the fighter. He just gets online and says stuff. He did it with Michael Chandler Conor. He kept saying Michael Chandler Conor is 100% happening in 2023, 2024, 100% happening in 2025. Fight's never gonna happen. Doing the same thing with Jones. He's not actually talking to Jones privately. Like, he's just going online saying Jones and Aspinall is 100% gonna happen. Have you ever seen Jon Jones duck someone? He's trying to convince Jones through the media because he feels like he can back Jones into a corner and force Jones to be like, okay, I'm gonna fight him. Jones is not gonna do that. Jones is not okay with this fight. I don't know why anyone's like, this shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. Jones has never once showed that he wants to fight or said he wants to fight Tom Aspinall. Never once in his life. The only reason he fought the young guy Cyril Gane is because he saw deficiencies. He looks at Aspinall. He has good grappling. He's powerful. He's huge. He's quick. He doesn't want that fight because he feels like it's too risky. If Aspinall was Cyril Gane again, that fight would have been rebooked. You know, if it was a striker with a horrible ground game, fight would be booked. You know, if it was a striker who just got mauled by Francis Nurmagomedov, fucking Francis Nurmagomedov, if it was that guy, of course he'd take the fight. He just thinks Tom Aspinall's too hard of a fight, and he feels like he's going to lose, so why would he take the fight? So this whole narrative with, like, Jones Aspinall's happening, if you still think it's happening in the big 2025, may God have mercy on your soul, all right? May God have mercy on your soul for being a little bit deluded. I also want to address a quick point, now that we talked about Jones Aspinall situation. I want to talk about this situation with people and their take on Islam Makhachev. It's kind of been pissing me off lately, but I'm going to play this video with Chael Sonnen in DC, and I'm going to let you guys listen because I hate Chael Sonnen's take here. It gets me so mad. But Chael Sonnen be clickbaiting, so let's hear Unk talk.
Islam went up not out of courage. Islam did not go up out of adding hardware to put on his mantle. He went up with one condition, which is I don't have to fight Belal Muhammad. Now, he can sit around and say, I could beat Belal, and I wouldn't go up and beat Belal because I can beat Belal. The bottom line is you entered a division openly that you said you wouldn't face one of the top guys. That's not a sign of courage. That's a sign of cowardice. I don't love the idea. You have an undefeated. Make sure you understand what happened. I know this is your friend, DC. I think of Islam as my friend, too. But let's think of what happened. You have an undefeated, #1 ranked world champion who's chasing you down. He is willing to leave his division behind. He's willing to walk away from his belt to chase you down. You are so interested in getting away from this guy that you not only leave your belt, you leave your division, and the whole thing is only contingent that you don't have to fight Islam. Not for nothing. This is not the way champions conduct themselves.
Now, I know Ilya fans were like, dude, fuck yeah, dude, cowabunga, dude, rock on. That was radical. Let me just say something. First of all, I want to point out some flaws he said. Let's just re-listen to this real quick. I want to point out a flaw.
You have an undefeated. Make sure you understand what happened. I know this
Listen.
is your friend, DC. I think of Islam as my friend, too. But let's think of what happened. You have an undefeated, #1 ranked world champion who's chasing you down. He is willing to leave his division behind. He's willing to walk away from his belt to...
Stop him right there. He's saying Ilya Topuria was willing to leave his division behind, willing to walk away from the belt. Ilya Topuria wasn't willing to walk away from his belt and leave his division behind just solely based on the fact to fight Islam. Ilya believed he wasn't able to physically make 145 again, so he was forced to leave his division because he felt uncomfortable making that sacrifice in the weight. And with this logic that he's using, saying Ilya is chasing down someone and he's running away, Islam's running away, going up in a weight class, I guess Movsar Evloev was being ran away from too. He was the next guy up, never lost, undefeated. Well, he's not talking about undefeated fighters. Undefeated fighter Movsar Evloev, who beat Diego Lopez, who just had a title fight. You know, why are you running away from that guy? You tell me. You tell me. See, I just don't like this double standard. Now, I like both fighters. I like Ilya and I like Islam. But this point of view is so stupid. Trying to gaslight people that Islam was terrified or Islam scared of Ilya Topuria is the dumbest thing I've ever... I think it's funny, but I think it's also dumb. Like, I think most of the people are trolling who talk about it, but it's stupid. Now, let me just say something. If Islam Makhachev, his goal in his whole life wasn't to be a double champ, I'd understand it. Now, we all know the Belal situation. They're friends. They train together. They said they wouldn't happen. Cool. Since then, Islam has always said that if JDM was ever a champion, he'll fight him. If you guys remember, there was the first time this championship fight got reversed, Islam talked about if JDM wins, he'll go up in weight. Everyone knew this. Even before the fight, they said something. Everyone knew this. Even Ilya himself said that if JDM wins, Islam's going to go up and he's going to fight Charles Oliveira for a vacant belt. Ilya said this. Islam knew this. Ali knew this. Everyone knew this. And then what gets me mad about this is after the situation happened, like exactly what everyone said, people try to gaslight themselves like they never heard that conversation. Be like, that never happened. Why is he running away? He's ducking. No. JDM ended up beating Belal, which opened up Islam's chance of being double champ, which was his dream even before, People forget that the conversation was Leon versus Islam. People forget. People have really short-term memory, so I don't really take it too much from them because I know they're a little bit slow. But there was a point in time where we're talking about Islam versus Leon. People forget though, because Islam was talking about going up in weight. Because Islam said, I'm sick of giving these small guys chances, and I'm sick of rematching people. Now, if you look at the division, he was in a position where he's either going to rematch someone or give a small guy a chance. He did not want to give Volkanovski the second rematch initially, but he was like, let me just leave no questions answered, and he did that again. So he beat the small guy twice. He gave a smaller guy a championship fight twice. Knowing him who wanted to be a double champ, he keeps giving someone else a chance to become a double champ again. He's frustrated. Then he's starting to rematch people and beat up people again. He was annoyed getting booked with the Armin rematch. That fight fell apart, so ends up fighting Moicano. And like, he's just sick of rematches. Now, if you look at the division, it's only going to be him rematching people, like rematching Armin Sarukian, or him giving a smaller guy a chance again. But he wants to finally be the smaller guy moving up so he could have that one chance. And what's frustrating about this is that Islam also has 4 title defenses and moving up. Islam Topuria had 1 title defense and tried to move up, and they're saying he's ducking. So why is the narrative that Islam is ducking Ilya by having 4 title defenses, damn near clearing out his whole division, let's be real, and then moving up? You know, he already beat the Dan Hookers. He already beat the Dustin Poirier. He's already beat the Armin Sarukian. He's already beat the Charles Oliveira's. He beat these guys, and now he's trying to go up after 4 title defenses. This is true. Now, Ilya Topuria beats one guy, then leaves, and then fight Movsar. But the whole narrative is Ilya's ducking Ilya. Ilya's ducking, Islam's ducking Ilya, but it's never Ilya's ducking Movsar. Like I said, I like both Ilya and Islam, so I'm able to look at this from a logical point of view. But I understand if you hate Islam and you love Ilya, you're going to be like, no, Movsar is just not as cool as I think he is, so I think that's not duck. But Islam's ducking because he's he's Dagestani. You know, corny people. Anyone with logic sees my point of view. Like, I'm not trying to say I'm the end-all, be-all, I know everything, but anyone who's thinking about this from a logical point of view, everything you say about Islam and Ilya, you can say about Ilya and Movsar. Truth of the matter is, I think Islam with 4 title defenses and clearing out his whole division is more likely. He should be able to go up and fight for a second bout. Whereas I look at someone like Ilya, you know, he hasn't cleared out his division. He has 1 title defense to Islam's 4. I think it's less likely, or should be less of a chance you should be able to go up from 1 title defense. But like I said, that's my opinion. Maybe you guys value 1 title defense over 4. That's up to you. I think clearing out your division, it warrants a double champ spot. I don't like this new era where people try to win 1 title fight and then they call out. I swear, like, Sugar's like, give me a jet to Spain to fight Ilya after fucking defending against fucking, what's his name, Chito Vera. Dude, I don't like these new people beating guys 1 time and asking for a double champ. I don't mind Ilya doing it because I do think Max and Volka are great wins back to back, but he didn't clear out his division. He didn't fight the Lopez's. He didn't fight the Movsars. You know, he didn't fight these guys. Gene Silva. So I don't know, man. It's frustrating when I see people like Shale like try to gaslight people like this shit's true, but when in reality, anyone with common sense understands what the truth of the matter really is. So Islam, we already knew that he was gonna fight JDM if Bilal lost. Bilal happens to lose. This makes sense. So stop the stupid narrative that Islam's ducking, and even stop the narrative that Ilya's ducking. I don't think either guy's ducking. I don't think Ilya's ducking Movsar. Does it look bad? Yes. I don't think Islam's ducking Ilya. Does it look bad? Not. It doesn't even look bad. It looks like he just cleared out his division and wants to go up and become double champ. So, you know, we'll see what happens. But I just want to make this video, first of all, to like cook Jones for being weird, and then just talk about this because I don't like this narrative about Islam ducking. It's just so cringe. You know, calling him a coward shell. Be careful. You know, today. Smash. But let me know what you guys think down below, bro, about these takes. You know, screw Jon Jones and shout out Islam, brother. Double champ coming soon. That's it for me. Hope you enjoyed, and God bless. 2, 3, 4.